Section 141. Vaisampayana continued. After the expiration, O king, of a year from this, Dhritarashtra, moved by kindness for the people, installed Yudhishthira, the son of Pandu, as the heir-apparent of the kingdom, on account of his firmness, fortitude, patience, benevolence, frankness, and unwavering honesty of heart. And within a short time, Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, by his good behavior, manners, and close application to business, overshadowed the deeds of his father. And the second Pandava, Vrikodara, began to receive continued lessons from Sankarshana, Valarama in encounters with the sword and the mace and on the chariot. And after Bhima's education was finished, he became in strength like unto Dhyumatsena himself, and continuing to live in harmony with his brothers, he began to exert his prowess, and Arjuna became celebrated for the firmness of his grasp of weapons, for his lightness of motion, precision of aim, and his proficiency in the use of the Shura, Naracha, Vala, and Vipata weapons. Indeed, of all weapons, whether straight or crooked or heavy, and Drona certified that there was none in the world who was equal to Arjuna in lightness of hand and general proficiency. One day, Drona, addressing Arjuna before the assembled Kaurava princes, said, "There was a disciple of Agastya in the science of arms, called Agnivesha. He was my preceptor, and I, his disciple, by ascetic merit obtained from him a weapon called Brahmashira, which could never be futile, and which was like unto thunder itself, one capable of consuming the whole earth. That weapon, O Bharata, from what I have done, may now pass from disciple to disciple." While imparting it to me, my preceptor said, "O son of Bharadwaja, never shouldst thou hurl this weapon at any human being, especially at one who is of poor energy. Thou hast, O hero, obtained that celestial weapon. None else deserved it, but obey the command of the Rishi, Agnivesha, and look here, Arjuna, give me now the precipitorial feast in the presence of these thy cousins and relatives." And Arjuna, on hearing this, pledged his word that he would give what the preceptor demanded. The latter said, "O sinless one, thou must fight with me when I fight with thee." And that bull among the Kuru princes thereupon pledged his word unto Drona, and touching his feet went away northward. Then there arose a loud shout, covering the whole earth, bounded by her belt of seas to the effect that there was no bowman in the whole world like unto Arjuna, and indeed Dhananjaya in encounters with the mace and the sword, and on the chariot also with the bow, acquired wonderful proficiency. Sahadeva obtained the whole science of morality and duties from Brihaspati, the spiritual chief of celestials, and continued to live under the control of his brothers. And Nakula, the favorite of his brothers, taught by Drona, became known as the skillful warrior and a great car warrior. Atirata, indeed, Arjuna and the other Pandava princes became so powerful that they slew in battle the great Sauvira, who had performed a sacrifice extending over 3 years, undaunted by the rites of the Gandharvas. And the king of the Yavanas himself, whom the powerful Pandu even had failed to bring under subjection, was brought by Arjuna under control. Then again Vipula, the king of the Sauviras, endued with great prowess, who had always shown a disregard for the Kurus, was made by the intelligent Arjuna to feel the edge of his power, and Arjuna also repressed by means of arrows the pride of King Sumitra of Sauvira, also known by the name of Dattamitra, who had absolutely sought an encounter with him. The third of the Pandavas, princes assisted by Bhima, and only a single car subjugated all the kings of the east, backed by 10,000 cars in the same way. Having conquered on a single car the whole of the south, Dhananjaya sent on to the kingdom of the Kurus a large booty. Thus did those foremost of men, the illustrious Pandavas, conquering the territories of other kings, extended the limits of their own kingdom. But beholding the great prowess and strength of those mighty women, King Dhritarashtra's sentiments towards the Pandavas became suddenly poisoned, and from that day the monarch became so anxious that he could hardly sleep. Thus ends the 141st section in the Sambhava Parva of the Adi Parva.